What's up, everybody? This show has already started off to a fiery kick in the back, but we're not going to talk about what it was about. I will say, though, I might side with Rico Bosco. Kelly, don't kill me. But I mean, at this point, I think maybe Rico, maybe we are actually more twins than you and Kelly are. I don't know. Maybe we're a little bit more connected than you thought. But besides that, Kelly, how are you feeling? I mean, it looks like you're over there just taking
I'm
selfies.
trying to. I am trying. Like we have like pre-show rituals. We have to post on Instagram. You got to retweet. I was too busy lecturing Rico about his lifetime choices that are worse than those curtains behind him. I am not
Yikes.
happy with him right now. Just to let you know, last night I'm in the middle of getting my ass chewed. Rightfully so. I definitely deserved it. I may have been a little out of line yesterday.
What'd you do?
And okay, Megan, you work from home. You work from home, right? And you
Sometimes.
got distractions, and the doorbell rings, and the dog barks, and the kids do whatever, right? Like I've got a sign on the door that says, "Please do not ring my doorbell." Everybody knows, do not bother me on Wednesdays from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Just don't. I'm busy. And my significant other came home with a fucking piano that he was playing in the middle of my show. So
That's
first of all, he
funny.
went out and spent
That's
like
funny.
$3,000, which is
That's
not my
funny.
money. So I guess I don't care. He's not my husband. But I'm like, where is that music coming from? I'm like mid-show. I wait till a commercial break. And I'm like, hey, and he goes, oh, sorry, I gotta put my headphones on. Strike number one. Strike number two. I'm like, shut the fuck up the stairs. And then I couldn't get my mic to rework. So by the time I got done with work, I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. That was a little out of line. Was really stressed out yesterday. And he starts to just lay into my ass. And Rico called. I'm like, sorry, I gotta take this.
Into your ass?
We're gonna talk about Ken Palm.
He laid
So
your
Rico
ass?
and I were on a really, really good page
We are.
until
I
this.
think I think I fired you up. You're due for a parlay. I'm putting all your positivity.
That's
now
a whole
into
nother
that
argument.
parlay.
Jack already got the lashing earlier about it. I don't want to talk about. Listen. I love
Megan,
you
I
guys.
think we found the new activity on Wednesdays though, where to send some Amazon deliveries, maybe.
Maybe just constant like send her a bunch of fucking pardon my cheesesteaks. Just like
No,
order
I
every
have
hour.
the Ring doorbell, and if you think I don't have that ringer off, like you better be beating on that front door like you're the cops. Otherwise,
I'll
I'm
put
not
that
going
in
to.
the
Well,
notes.
we got some
Beat
guys.
on
I got some
door.
guys for that.
Rico's got a guy.
Yeah, you're gonna have to ask them for a job here pretty soon if you don't start picking some fucking winners.
Whoa, heyo, low blows, positive
No, it's
vibes
not a low blow.
only.
Listen,
fact.
what I found out about Rico before the show, I am really disappointed. Jack McCarthy told me, you know what, Cal, you need to keep your arms distance with Rico. There's a reason why. And I tweeted, like, can somebody tell me what's going on? Where's all the Rico hate coming from? Oh no.
It was
I figured
warranted.
it out now.
You're saying it was warranted. See, now I see. I like to go where the pack. The pack's going this way. I'm going this way. I'm a rider. Ride or die, baby. Let's go.
Kelly's
And now I can't
gonna
find the
be
YouTube link, so I
in
can't
like
reach
an
it.
hour. She'll be fine. She's just worked up.
Just worked up for right now.
That's how we get.
Speaking of worked up, let's go ahead and work ourselves up for these college football previews. Rico, obviously last week I was reminded by Mincy pre-show. Oh man, Clemson was a bad bet. Thanks, Mincy. I agree. Me and you were both on that one, so hopefully we don't agree on very many this week. Have a feeling we might though. Let's go ahead and start with Rico's whale of the week. What do we got, Rico?
Yeah, the whales have been sinking. I've shortened the card this week. Well, to touch on Notre Dame, I'm pulling it up now. Pine didn't throw the ball well at all. He threw the ball 17 times for 85 yards.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a good. I don't. The score indication there was.
Yeah, I know. I mean, listen, they beat the shit out of them, but Clemson. It was a weird game. It happens. Listen, Clemson didn't.
I was on it with you. I get it.
Yeah,
Look, you don't have to explain shit to me. It sucks.
I thought Clemson was legit. They weren't.
New week.
The one I would play. I'm playing 3 games this week.
All right.
The one I really like is Wazoo. It's at 7.5. I think you should play it at 7 minus the 120. Always worried about that push, but I think they're 2 scores better. Arizona State's 4th road game in their last 6. In those last 3 road games, have allowed 30 plus points. The defense averages 458 yards a game. Wazoo's offense finally finding its rhythm. This is the Cam Ward we wanted. This hits the win total over. This gets them bowl eligible at home. That's a big deal for a school like Wazoo. I think they run it up. Arizona State's kind of checked out. Pullman's a tough place to go play. The Palouse. Give me Wazoo in a 2-score game. I think 7's a discount.
So I got them at 7.5. I believe they're 8 at the Barstool Sports book. So, could be good, could be bad. But I have a feeling, and I have the knowledge that this Arizona State team, like you said, is just speaking of sinking whales, a sinking ship over there in Arizona State. This Washington State team, just put up a 50 burger against Stanford. I mean, they're absolutely, the offense is rolling. And as you said, this Arizona team, they fire Herm, and it's just going, boom, 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 boom. Not that it was going in the other direction, but I'm with you. I like
they're not playing these shootout games anymore. Like, Wazoo's got a pretty respectable defense. I know Oregon kind of put it on them, but they put it on them late. They were handling them pretty well. I think Wazoo I like Wazoo a lot here in a 2-score game.
I'm with you. All right, Kelly, before I start asking what the parlay is going to be, I'm going to go ahead and give out one because I liked them last week. The week before that, it was my hill to die on that they were going to win out the rest of the season. I do think that they win this game, but I don't think Florida is anyone to be laying over a touchdown in conference play. South Carolina has playmakers. They've been keeping it close. I just think this is a case of too many points. Both of them have wins over A&M, which obviously isn't much. But yeah, I just think South Carolina catching the 8 there just seems a little fishy in conference play. Kelly, you can throw in something there.
What do you think? What do you make? You always talk about being a narrative girl. I lean with you. Full disclosure, I do lean. This is too many points. But I always like to play the contrarian asshole because that's just what I'm going to start doing from now on. It is senior day in the swamp. And if you listen to anything that Billy Napier mentioned there, that is my genuine concern here, right? I think this might be that high for a reason, and I may end up off South Carolina. AR-15, we've seen him kind of on a roller coaster ride, but I will say this, that Florida defense has been much improved. Now, A&M, half their team had the flu last week, so we could even just take that one off the list. But this is not the same Florida defense that I watched USF hang, 24 on. This is, they've gotten a lot better. I think they're buying into Billy's system, and I think they want to send their seniors out with a win here. So I considered South Carolina early in the week for my parlay, but those kind of narratives sometimes keep me off the game.
And I feel like with senior day, it's either everyone buys in or it's too emotional. And it's either the team loses outright because everyone's just like playing, leaving it all out on the field, if you will. Or I'm going to get my ass kicked. However, in conference, I think this is a good spot for South Carolina. And again, just a case of too many points. But, I like the board a lot this week, which kind of scares me. I went through and found easily 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 plays that I really like. And the South Carolina was actually one of the later plays that I added on to my card. But it just, again, seems like too many points. So give me your first leg of your parlay, Kel.
The first leg of my parlay is going to be the Fighting Mincies. I'm going to take Ole Miss plus 12. I'm going to take Ole Miss on the money line. It's kind of not a bubble burst scenario here for Alabama, but it is because Alabama, the last 11 seasons they've been in that role where they're not used to being in this situation, right? They're a 2-loss team the second week in November. This is never where they're at. Sometimes they lose in the SEC championship game or they have that early loss and then they always get a sneak in. They're not sneaking in with 2 losses and they know that. So at this point in time, what are they looking forward towards? This is a Bryce Young-led offense that does so much better at home than it does on the road. And that is because hostile environments do not articulate for this offense. And I think
you saw that last week, didn't you? And,
Oxford, 3:30. I guess it would technically be 2:30 Central there in Oxford, but
shouldn't be too hostile though. Oxford doesn't get too crazy.
I don't know. They did get called out by Lane Kiffin, and this is Alabama, and this is a winnable game for this team. This offense has been really great lately, 17th in passing efficiency. So I expect to see a shootout type game here, Megan, and we're going to hope that Ole Miss can somehow squeak out the upset at home, but this is way too many points. I made this game 9, so at 12, we're getting at least 3 points of value.
Yeah, I would say that there's some value there to play with Ole Miss, but I just honestly I just don't trust him. Especially with Lane still trolling on social media. Like he posted the like Saban's book, how to be like the greatest football coach of all time, whatever the fuck the title is. And it's like, look, Lane, let's win a game or two before you start the trolling shit again. Because that's first off, you can't troll Nick Saban. He lost a game or two this season. That's the most he's lost in a very long time. So I would just pump the brakes, Lane Kiffin, if you're listening. Rico, give us another max 6-unit play.
No, responsible. I would lean under in that. Kelly, what do you think about the under in that Alabama game? I think Ole Miss is going to try and. I know the passing efficiency is up. I think they're going to try and run the ball though. No.
Yeah, I don't know. 17th in the nation in scoring, averaging 37.4 points per game, scares the crap out of me whenever we're talking any kind of offense here. And I'm going to say this: one of the reasons why I took Kentucky to pull off this upset in Oxford was because of this Rebels defense. They're not that great. I really think that this is going to be one of those type of games where we see both teams go up and down the field. Yes, this line is sky high. And it is for a reason. 64.5. The whole world's going to bet the over. I would be very, very apprehensive to take a shot with that under.
Okay. It was a lean based on where I'm looking at. The one I'm going to go to is Charlotte, Middle Tennessee State over 67.
I knew going right back to the well, Rico.
No, so I flipped. I was on. This is like an on the wagon, off the wagon type thing.
What else is new? You flipped on what?
I was high on the Charlotte team early, and then having watched them, I'm like, all right, we're gonna get all our money back betting the overs. I was doing that, was doing really well, and then I went back to like, hey, you know what? I kind of like Charlotte here. I think they're turning things around. That was stupid to do that. Just stick with the overs. Middle Tennessee State, defense, 33 points a game allowed. Charlotte, 43 allowed. Middle Tennessee State's fighting for a bowl here. This is a winnable one. They got FIU down the road. They're in way better shape than Charlotte. They're above average offense. I think there's going to be a lot of possessions. I think this game goes up and down over 67 to me. Easy.
All right, so Rico, at this point, you are the Charlotte expert. I don't know if there's a guy that knows that team front and back like you do.
Or watches more
let alone. So I trust you, Rico.
You really got to get a day job, Rico. I mean, there are so many exciting football games out there, and you want to watch Charlotte, Middle Tennessee State.
Well, I have 6 screens. So you find a way to put them in there.
Come January 1st, you need to cut down on those, though, huh?
Yeah, no longer going to be a tax write-off when you got to go back to the fire department.
What? All right, this is my die on the hill / another pick. I told myself last week, the week before that, that if West Virginia is catching more than a touchdown at home, I will play them no matter the circumstance. And I get Oklahoma. They looked good, but look, they still lost to Baylor. And I like Baylor a lot. And guess who beat Baylor at home? I know A plus B doesn't always equal C, but this West Virginia Mountaineers team did give Baylor one of their 3 losses. I just think, again, case for too many points. Could get my ass.
Don't forget, they were without their quarterback for that whole second half, Megan.
Could get my ass blown out. However, this Mountaineers team at home has done really well for me when they have been catching over a touchdown. They're getting 8, so I'm going to keep playing it. It's my die on the hill. I'm going to keep dying with the Mountaineers, catching points at home till death do us part, essentially. So that's another one for you guys. And if you want to fade it, go right ahead.
I'm with you, Megan. This is like the Mountaineers bowl game, right?
Yeah.
They actually have to win out to be bowl eligible. So I think it starts here, and Oklahoma does need to win to be bowl eligible, but I don't think they're even.
Y'all consider Oklahoma the South or more the Midwest?
Well, it's south of where I grew up, so I still say it's Midwest, but yes, they're a southern state. So anyway, I would look at that. This is a big game for the Mountaineers. I like over a touchdown here. I don't think Oklahoma is any good, but this West Virginia defense is easily exploitable, as we saw with the TCU Horned Frogs.
Another easily exploitable defense that I'm taking is UNC plus a 4. I know this will be a big bounce back spot for Wake Forest after 2 losses. Look, I know, Rico, I saw your head. Wake Forest has been a team that we've liked. However, this UNC team, I know a couple wins look like smoke and mirrors. Their defense can be sus, but I think this is a coin flip game. I think this is a Drake May versus Sam Hartman sling off, if you will. And it's a coin flip, maybe 3. If I'm catching over a field goal either side, you know what I'm saying? I like the plus 4 with UNC there. Also, UNC is 5-1 straight up their last 6 road games. So just don't forget about the Tar Heels. I'll talk to old Katie Stats and see what she thinks.
No, I won't forget when they don't hit their fucking team total last week.
They will. They will. Positive, dude. Positive vibes only. Positive vibes only. Kelly, give us that second leg of the parlay before we get Rico's third lock of the week, and then we move on to what is Thursday night football.
Well, it was supposed to be Purdue, but that's a long story. I'll get into that in the video itself. It is going to be Louisville, Megan. You guys mentioned that Clemson team.
I also have Louisville plus the 7. Let's go.
Just a few minutes ago, you guys said, hey, look, is Clemson who we thought they were? I said last week I could not back Notre Dame. I thought the line was short. I made the game 3. Notre Dame just trounced them. And we're talking about certain teams and how they do off a loss, right? Nick Saban off a loss is last 11 years, right? Just absolutely great. 5-0 in the last 5 years off a loss. And Dabo Swinney has an equally impressive record. But I'm bucking all these trends. This Clemson team was not that good last year. I bet against them not once, but twice, both times on the road. So this one being in South Carolina is a little bit different, but this Louisville team has started to play really, really good ball. And I'm excited to see what Scott Satterfield's going to be able to do here because they started off so horrific. If he can beat Clemson, he's going to save his job. He might have already saved his job, but he can definitely save it here. I like this team. This is too many points. I think this is going to be a knockout, drag out. Clemson trying to keep up defensively with this Louisville offense, but they're just not going to be able to.
I'm with you. I had a question mark, and then I came back and circled it. Then I scratched it off, and then I checked it off again. That's how uncertain I was. But you always got to go back around. Always do that.
Think long, think wrong, Megan. What
exactly? What could be
just
the worst?
Scratched it off. Came back to it.
Re-scratched it off. All right, Rico, give us, as I said, your third lock of the week before we move on to this just fantastic Thursday.
You're just dropping all the L bombs today.
Oh yeah, no, I'm in a silly, goofy mood right now. I'm trying to make Rico smile.
It's not working. That's
I know.
I'm just going straight jugular today. I'm just like, how many times can I just stab him repeatedly with a pen?
He reminds me of that dog in the pound that like everyone has passed up for like fucking months. And finally he's on like the death row, and they're like, "Man, I gotta save that dog. We need that dog. I need that dog." And
I used to like this
show. He might shit all over my house and eat my shoes, but I have to save him. I got it. That's a great analogy, Megan. I loved it.
You gotta make him happy. Give him a treat, pat on the head, give him all the wins.
I used to like this show. Air Force.
I just want everybody to know Rico started it.
Ground Force.
12-13 right before we went, or 2-13 right before we went live. Rico started it.
Air Force team total over 29.5. So the game total is 37.5. Air Force is laying the 22. If you think Air Force is going to cover, they have to score 24 points, right? I need a touchdown one way or the other. I know that's simple logic. Add that up, though. New Mexico's offense is awful. They're going to give me some short fields. Air Force is coming off a run of some close games, winning the Army game, some other ones like that, tight. When they can beat the brakes off somebody, they will. I think Air Force pounds on bad teams. I think they keep going. This New Mexico team's going in the wrong direction. Give me the over 29.5. Yeah, we need that one.
Let's go. All right. A couple other bets I got Tulane minus the 1.5. I got LSU minus the 3. And as I said, I got Louisville. I got Q's plus a 7. I got another couple ones that I have circled, but I don't want to give out yet.
Tell me about Syracuse, Megan.
I did.
Our good friend Adam Trigger and I were talking about it, debating on if they're going to make my parlay or not. I'm waiting on some injury news, but I haven't been to the Carrier Dome, and apparently they put a new roof on it.
Supposedly they get rowdy.
Apparently it's like extra loud. Extra loud. So I kind of am going, all right, here's Florida State. I bet against them last week with Miami.
Norvell laying points. We've called it all season.
I got Cristobal. And so here I am. I'm going, all right. It kind of reminds me of that Wake game where it's like a buy low spot on Florida State's opponent.
Yep, I would agree with that. And so Q's is on my list as well. Let's move on to, as I said, this Thursday night football game. But before we do, make sure you have liked and subscribed to the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube page. Make sure you're following Rico, Kelly, myself, Money Shots. Whether if Rico wants you to follow Pick'em, if you want people to follow the Pick'em page, or you want to just...
We're all under the same wing, though. It's Barstool Sportsbook.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm saying the personal pages on the Twitter. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to plug pick them if if we had some bad
If we
blood.
don't like them, you know what I'd like to plug, Megan? We got these. It's perfect for these. My hair looks like shit because it's raining outside. Make your
Look
free
at our
throws.
tits.
Yeah, you know who made
Yeah,
those?
tits that you can't tell because this is a men's medium.
Did you make those, Rico?
That's on the mind.
Yeah.
That's the
So
best.
I was really excited because I started looking at college
Look at that smile.
basketball yesterday, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I've got college basketball gear." So I love these because I am. If you've ever seen the old video of me at the sportsbook in Vegas screaming for the kid to get to the basket and or make his fucking free throws, this is the perfect shirt for me. Accidentally had the merch team send me 40 of them instead of 4. I requested for 4. They sent me 40. I okay, I have a little bit of integrity. I did tell them, I was like, hey, I'm gonna steal a couple extras. And so like each one of my guy friends has one of these sweatshirts. So it's good merch. It's nice, it's warm. I vote. Go buy
Yeah,
Rico's
that's good.
hoodie. He
That's
needs
a
he
good.
needs to be able to keep his job.
Yeah, it's a good way to hit the merch bonus. We're sending out 40 for free. Thanks a lot, Kelly.
Right?
I sent back
We
like
got these
36
hats.
of
the
them.
hats. All right. All right. Okay, that's enough.
Relax.
That's enough. All right, let's move on to Thursday night football. I want to hear what everyone else has because this game, I didn't know whether I wanted to take the Panthers. I didn't know whether I wanted to take the Falcons. I didn't know whether I do. Earlier in the week, I took it and I didn't put it out because of integrity. I took the under 44, and now it's down to like 41 and a half, maybe even closer to 40.
40 and a half. Yeah.
But I took it at 44. I thought about making a little parlay plus because remember you can move the stool. So if you want like a Panthers money line and like a under 50 or a whatever, you can do whatever you want on there. Get creative. Don't forget it over at the Barstool Sportsbook. But Kelly, I want to know what you're playing on this game because I did end up taking a side. I didn't think long about it because it was my first gut instinct. But I'm excited to see what y'all are thinking of this game.
Yeah, I'm with you on the under, Megan. I'm too late to the party now. Full disclosure, 41 is a key number. 44 is a key number. So at 40 and a half, I feel like I'm too late, but it would have been great. And that's my fault for being late to the party here. Atlanta 11-0 to the under in their primetime games the past 4 seasons. Like, I'm mad at myself. That being said, Marcus Mariota, the Falcons, you and I have been touting this team, saying how great they are and how he's rejuvenated this offense. And look at Arthur Smith and all these great things. On the flip side, you got Steve Wilkes, right? They won and covered 2 straight, and now what? So we'll see. I think the easy way out is to take the Panthers in a teaser, 2.5 up to 8.5. Just like I did on Monday night. It worked out so well with Megan Saints. I just can't wait to do it again here on Thursday night. I'm going to come up with an anytime touchdown score, though. Even though I had no Wi-Fi on the airplane to watch said first touchdown when I landed, I got about 47 text messages, likely, exclamation point. So that was fun. Wish I would not have been such a pussy and bet him to be the first touchdown scorer because that would have paid at least 10-1 at the Barstool Sportsbook. But I got the little bit of plus money with him on the anytime. So I'm going to look for a couple more props like that because, it makes the game more fun. This is not going to be a fun game. Primetime games, especially on Thursday night, have been dog shit. I don't know who Jeff Bezos pissed off for that Amazon stream, but like literally, they just served it up and said, "Here you go. You want some NFL, sir?" And it has been absolutely terrible.
It's been absolutely terrible. And speaking of it just being another shit show, it's supposed to be really gross weather out too. It's supposed to be rainy. I think like 11, 12 miles an hour wind, which I don't know if it is a whole lot of wind. But the rain, these two teams just being kind of discombobulated in general. You throw a little rain in there. We're not going to see an affair like we did in week 8. I mean, both of these teams went to the very fucking end. You had PJ Walker having his flash of brilliance by throwing that Hail Mary to DJ Moore. He takes the helmet off. You get the flag. You miss the field goal. You go to overtime. You miss it again. And obviously that's a Falcons win. And you think, man, PJ Walker revenge game. Who the fuck thinks that? PJ Walker having another flash like he did 2 weeks ago. You realize he had the flash. He played Cincinnati and then fucking got sat. Okay, and now we're playing him again because he played so well against Atlanta the first time. I don't know. I'm not buying it. I also you said we've been touting this team for weeks. I think Marcus Mariota has rejuvenated this team. I think he's solid. I think he's gonna have a lot of running plays tonight. I think he's gonna have a lot of short little dink and dunks, and you got Cordell Patterson back in the mix. I think he's gonna be able to run the ball. This Atlanta team is going to control the clock. And again, it's going to be fucking messy out there. So is PJ Walker going to throw that Hail Mary and get it like he did last time? Highly, highly doubt it. So I'm on the Falcons minus a 2.5. Again, the divisional dog, the sharp side of my brain is like, man, Megan, you're getting 3 with a home dog in the division. No, if Atlanta wins this game, they go over 500 and potentially take the lead in the NFC
Yeah.
South. That's
Wasn't
insane.
it Rico that gave him out at like 6-1 or something just a couple weeks ago?
4
4 to 1?
Falcons. Yeah, so that's what I was touching on. So this is how crazy it is. The touchdown passes tonight, when you add in all that weather and the fact that Walker might get benched. Did you guys look at the
You think he's
touchdown?
going to get benched, huh?
It's a possibility. I mean, they pulled him
Okay.
last week.
They pulled him last time, and they do have Darnold, and they also have Baker, but both still unfucking reliable.
But more Baker. Darnold's a dead body.
Yeah, no, I know, but both.
I was going to say, please.
But you still 2 unreliable fucking backups. They've both played like starting franchise quarterbacks, and where are they both now?
The touchdown passes is usually 1.5 on most every game. When the big guys are playing, Allen last week was 2.5. Mahomes was 2.5. Tonight, both of them are a half. Now they're heavily juiced at over a half is minus 235 for Mariota. Walker is over a half, minus 205. So there's a possibility to look in all those unders. His under in yards, you add in the weather. I'm going to keep going with what works in the NFL. I should probably have just only bet this all year. I don't know why I got onto it, but it's the best thing going. The over 3.5 field goals is plus 110 again.
You've been killing the field goal game. You should do
and I like the dump off, so I'm going to go with Pitts over 3.5 receiving yards. That's minus 106. But you talk about a swing of the Falcons in like not necessarily. Well, yeah, I guess 2 plays. When that guy got the strip and the fumble, and he takes off, and it fumbles back, and the Chargers win that game. The Falcons are looking at a 2-game lead if Tampa goes and loses to the Rams, which they were dead, dead, life support, last rites, like God bless you. When's the funeral? And then Brady pulls one out of his ass. Now the Bucs are back in the driver's seat, a heavy minus. Like, I watched that division go in 2 plays. It was that quick. I was like, damn, if I could get a 2-0 lead, Falcons now are rejuvenated, start getting a winning streak, get Carolina, easy schedule. Like, fuck, So I'm really worried about that. It was a flash in the pan, future anyway. Part of me just
it's not dead yet. You got a 3-way tie right now for the NFC South. I'm going to be honest with you. I only have the Saints to win it. I think it was like plus 325. Wasn't Megan?
Yeah, it wasn't anything like super.
It wasn't anything special, but I don't even feel like my Saints future is just dead on arrival.
At least we didn't pay juice on a Bucs.
It's not dead, but that was a hell of a that was a hell of a swing. 2-game lead, that was a hell of a swing. And the easier schedule.
So what's the play tonight? Just over the field goals? Is that all?
Over the field goals and Pitts over.
Dip. Because you can't have the double dip if you're looking for 4 field goals.
I've been getting killed. Yeah, no, I can't.
For double dip, you should do first half under and full game under. Just fucking under. Just double dip of unders.
I like Kyle Pitts over 3.5 receptions. I like the dump offs.
Okay.
I like the dump offs as well. I think Mariota's going to do a lot with that. I think this is one of those games where I think we go out and we see like old school Mariota where he's just like fucking scrambling, but in the best way possible. All right, guys, is there anything else y'all want to put out there or plug? Before we hop off
my parlay will be out tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 or 2 p.m. Pacific. Going to Waco this weekend with my good friend CT Betts. Hopefully my Wildcats don't embarrass me because they're definitely going to. Because Rico is going off about his season win total. Like I had over 6.5. How I have not gotten 7 wins from the Kansas State Wildcats is beyond me. So they're going to go lose in Waco. They're probably going to fuck around and lose in Morgantown. And then just for the icing on the cake, KU is going to beat them in Manhattan. I lose. K-State goes to a shit bowl game, and I'm done forever.
I'm not there yet. I'm not fully panicking. I do think if you have the 18-1 that I'm holding right now, put 2 units on Baylor. Because if they lose this game, it's over. And you're still holding like 16 of profit down the road. So this is a kind of line in the sand game. If you're looking to hedge, I say play Baylor.
Well, also you need TCU to beat Texas, and they're a 7-point underdog this weekend. I'm not saying they can't because they pulled shit out of their ass all season long.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
The tiebreak. If TCU loses, the whole thing gets fucking hairy.
Exactly. But if TCU beats Texas,
the whole gets hairy,
and K-State beats Baylor, K-State can still get in if they win in Morgantown and beat KU. If Baylor
because Texas has 2 losses and has the head-to-head. What's crazy is Kansas State, I don't want to say should have beat Texas, but they were right there and gave up.
Should have beat Texas? Are you kidding me?
All right, we're not getting
this climbing show on
We're
Monday.
not doing this. We're not doing this.
They
We're
should
gonna
have beat TCU though. They should have beat TCU. That's
Okay.
a
How are
fact.
you gonna do that with the third string quarterback?
They should-
The reason
they
why we're
should.
not gonna pull the red shirt, I'm gonna tell you this right now, and if they pull the Will's red shirt, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Is because we need a quarterback for next year so that we can just win 6 fucking games and go to another shitty bowl.
All right. Well, it won't be the Texas Bowl because we're headed to bigger places, baby. All right. We're out. I love you guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow with Stephen Che.